Veli na mahalo nui keia hui ho ano kako I keia pule. He ʻeha pahuhopu kanui o keia Haʻawina. We have 4 pahuhopu this week. And helu ekahi, we are going to na ana I ka Pepeke Painu, which we have previously introduced, and we're just going to continue to build upon the foundation of the Pepeke Painu that we have learned thus far. Pahuhopu ʻelua is to ea'u I na hua ʻōlelo ʻaʻano. We've been discussing the various types of painu, yeah, our action words or our verbs, and today we're going to learn about the painu called ʻaʻano. O ka pahuhopu ʻekolu is to ea'o I na papani helulua. Okay, we've been introduced previously to the papani helukahi, which were au, oe, and oya. So today we're going to focus on the papani helulua, and I will introduce that in the next slide. However, the last pahuhopu for this week is e hoʻomaʻamaʻa I na hua ʻōlelo o ka lumimoe. So as always, we introduce a new topic, and within that topic, we weave in the hua ʻōlelo from the papa hua ʻōlelo into our examples, into the haʻawina in our videos, so that we can continue to build simultaneously and ho'onui our ike of ʻŌlelo Hawaiʻi. No leila meia mau mana'o e lu'u kākou I ka hana. Oh yeah, no leila, just a quick review of the Pepeke Painu. And again, the Pepeke Painu is someone or something that does a particular action. For example, to work, to clean, to go, lives, eats, or drinks. Okay, and we had previous examples of these specific words in past Haʻawina. So today we're just going to continue learning the Pepeke Painu with some new words that relate to the lumimoe, which again is the bedroom. All right, so this quick example here, we have e pulumi oi I ka lumimoe. Okay, we talked about commands and suggestions before. Here's one because it begins with the word e. Yeah, e pulumi oi I ka lumimoe. So as you can see in the translation, it translates to sweep the bedroom. Okay, but we need to learn how it actually breaks down to sweep the bedroom. We have pulumi, which means to sweep. Yeah, the action word is to sweep. And pulumi is actually a hamani because you are doing the action to something else, right? So e pulumi oi, the pico of the sentence is oi, that's you, right? As if I was talking to you. E pulumi oi. What are you going to pulumi? Ai, I ka lumimoe, the bedroom, right? And we, of course, we need to have the amilauka that marks the ave, also known as the okena, or the thing that is receiving the action of being swept, which in this case again is kalumi moi. Lumi moi is bedroom. We need to have ka before lumi, in accordance with the keao guidelines. All right, so e pulumi oi, I kalumi moi. Sweep the bedroom, mai ka'i. The next quick example is e hele ke keiki I loko o ka lumi kuke. Okay, so we have a different type of painu or verb in this sentence, and this one is a hehele verb. All right, so e hele, okay, somebody's going to be doing some kind of traveling. Who's doing the traveling? Ke keiki. Ke keiki is our piko made up of a ka'i and a memea. Ke keiki. Where is this keiki going? Iloko someplace, inside somewhere. Okay, and that somewhere is kalumi kuke. Yeah, and if we remember, kalumi kuke is the lumi where you cook it. In other words, the kitchen. Right, and so we can see our translation here. The child goes inside the kitchen. So maikai, Pepeke Painu is someone or something that does a particular action. Okay, and we have two types of verbs that we have seen thus far: the hamani verb, which in this example is the pulumi, as well as hehele verbs, which in the second example is hele. Oh yeah, e ho'omaʻamaʻa kākou. All All right, so here we have the Pepeke Painu with hehele and hamani, just like how I previously described. And we can see the breakdown now. So let's take a look at the breakdown. We have the po'o, the piko, and the ave. Within the po'o, we have the verb, which will either be a hehele or a hamani verb. In the piko, which is also known as the akena, or the person, the subject doing the action. And then finally, we have the ave, um, which is called the okena, or the one that is receiving the action of the verb. And like I said earlier, we had pulumi and we had hele, which were examples of a hamani verb and a hehele verb. And we have two more here. So let's take a look at this. So here we have the same sentence as the previous slide. E pulumi oi, I kalumi moi. Just like how I explained earlier, pulumi is our hamani verb, oi is the piko, you, and what will be swept? Kalumi moi. So e pulumi oi, I kalumi moi. We have the amilauka here, which will mark kalumi moi as the okena, or the thing receiving the action of being pulumi. The second example is ho'omaʻamaʻa kamakua ike pa. All right. Let's see if we can formulate the translation for this one because we didn't have this one in the previous slide. Okay, so ho'omaʻamaʻa kamakua ike pa. Okay. Ho'omaʻamaʻa in the po'o position, kamakua, which is our piko in the piko position, and ike pa in the ave position. We put that together and we get ho'omaʻamaʻa, meaning to make something clean, right? To make it maʻemaʻe. Um, who's doing the action of making something maʻemaʻe? Kamakua. Nai. Kamakua, the parent. What is the parent making maʻemaʻe? Ike pa. Right? Ike pa. Pa is the word for plate, polole, and pa is one of those words that are an exception to the KL guidelines, which would usually take on ka, but in this case, pa takes on ke. Okay, so ho'omaʻemaʻe, kamakua, ike pa. We could say that the parent cleans the plate or the dish. All right. Quick review of Pepeke Painu with hehele and hamani. Hopefully, this quick review helped to jog our memory of how the Pepeke Painu works and all of the parts that are needed to make a Pepeke Painu in its most complete form. No leila, me ia maumanao e ho'omaua kuno kako. All right, no leila. Tonight's topic is the ʻaʻano verb. Okay, ʻaʻano. E ho'opili mai, ʻaʻano. Maikai. A'ano is basically the conditions or a state of being of something. Yeah. For example, kapio. Now, these words are from your Papahua ʻŌlelo, so please feel free to refer to them. Kapio, which means to extinguished or out as a fire or a light. And this kind of light we're talking about is like a bulb, a light bulb. Okay. Kapio, extinguished or out as a fire or light. Kama ama. Yeah, the bright as a light. Yeah, the brightness of something such as a light bulb. And finally, kapo ele ele. Kapo ele ele, to be dark. Yeah, dark. So these are some examples from our Papahua ʻŌlelo under the category of ʻaʻano. All right, so let's keep these examples in mind as we continue on with the Haʻawina. All right, so here are some commonly used ʻaʻano words, things that we're kind of more familiar with. For example, ka hauʻoli. Okay, hauʻoli is an emotion. It describes the condition or the state of someone, and it means happy. The second example is ke kaumaha. Okay, ke kaumaha. Kaumaha being the ʻaʻano word, which means sad. Okay, another one, which is also an emotion, is kahuhu. Kahuhu, yeah, means to be angry or in a condition or a state of being angry. Kaluhi, we all experience, yeah, at some point throughout the day, we become luhi and we're tired. Yeah? And we can't forget another emotion that we usually experience, as well as our keiki, ka'a'aka, right? To be cranky and irritable and grouchy. These are words that we can use on a daily basis, yeah, with our keiki, because these are more familiar, more commonly used. So we can use these words to express how we feel, or how our keiki are feeling by using these words. So let's take a look at the Haʻawina for tonight. Okay, so unlike the previous po'o, piko, ave, you can see in these examples we only have a po'o and a piko. Okay, in the po'o we have the ʻaʻano verb, and that states the condition of the piko. All right, so let's take a look at the example number one. Liki liki, kalole o leo. Liki liki means tight, as in clothing. Okay, liki liki. What's liki liki? Kalole. Ah, the clothes of who? O Leo. So apparently, Leo is wearing some very tight clothing. So we would say, Liki Liki, Kolole, O Leo. Right? The Lole belonging to Leo. Yeah, Leo's Lole. And we're describing that Lole. The condition of that Lole is Liki Liki. All right, Maikai, the next one is Po Ele Ele. And if we remember what that means, it means dark. Yeah. Po Ele Ele. In this case, we're talking about a place. Right? So where is this place that's Po Ele Ele right now? Pololei. The pico is O Honolulu. Po Ele Ele O Honolulu. So maybe there was a big storm and all the electricity went out. Where, what can we say? Ah, Po Ele Ele O Honolulu. Honolulu is Po Ele Ele. Yeah, it is in the condition of being absolutely dark. Hauʻoliau. Yeah, happy, happy. I mean, the condition of happiness. Who is experiencing this happiness right now? Well, the papani or the pronoun is au. So hauʻoliau. I'm happy. Yeah, so this is something we can all say whenever we're experiencing the condition or state of being hauʻoli. Or you can say hauʻoliwau. They're both correct. But the main thing is that you don't add an okina to the word au. Okay? Do not say hauʻoli au, because that is something totally different. All right, quick review. Liki liki, kalole o leo. The clothes belonging to Leo is liki liki. Yeah. Po ele ele o Honolulu. Honolulu is in the condition of being po ele ele right now. Yeah. Something went wrong with the electricity. Po ele ele o Honolulu. And hauʻoliau, me or you, we are in the condition of being hauʻoli right now. So we can say, hauʻoliau. Okay. Mai kaʻi, e hoʻomawaku kākou. No leila I keia manawa, we are looking at Pepeke Painu with an ʻaʻano at and in the po'o position, but now we have an ave. Yeah, so now we have an akena as well. So we have our full po'o piko ave, and we have a new set of examples. So let's start off with the first one. All right. And notice again, there's no translations tonight. So we're gonna try and formulate as we go along. Okay, here we go. Māʻamaʻama, māʻamaʻama. Something is māʻamaʻama. Okay, if you look at your vocabulary list, māʻamaʻama means a bright. Aye, bright. Yeah, māʻamaʻama. What is māʻamaʻama? Yeah, what is the thing that is māʻamaʻama? Pololei, kalumi, which is in the piko position, right? Kalumi is māʻamaʻama. Now we have the ave, and the ave is the akena, and ike kukui is the ave of this sentence. Māʻamaʻama kalumi ike kukui. Can anybody guess what this means? Ai, polole. If you said that ike kukui means because of the kukui, polole oi. So we have ike kukui, which is the reason why the lumi is ma'amaʻamaʻa, right? It is because of the kukui or the light bulb or the light in the room that's on that the room is ma'amaʻamaʻa. Okay, so this is another example of the ʻaʻano with an akena. Because we could take away the akena, we could take away this akena here, and we could just say ma'amaʻamaʻa kalumi, lava. We can say ma'amaʻamaʻa kalumi, the room is bright. But then when we want to say the reason why the room is bright, then we would add on the akena, ma'amaʻamaʻa kalumi, ike kukui, because of the kukui. Yeah, the kukui is the reason why the room is ma'amaʻamaʻa. Maikai. Next one, hauʻoliau yaya. Hauʻoliau yaya. Okay, so again, I am happy. I'm in the state of being hauʻoli, the condition of being so happy. What is the reason? What's making me happy? Well, it's because of yaya. All right. And if we remember correctly, yaya can mean either he or she. No leila. The translation could be I am in a state of or condition of being hauʻoli because of him or her. Yeah. So another way that you could think of the translation is I am in a state of condition of happiness with her, right? Or with him or her. Yeah. In other words, they make me happy. So with this person, I'm happy. All right. And the last one is kaumaha. Kaumaha. Oh, away. Who's kaumaha? Okaliko. Okaliko is the one who is kaumaha. No kiaha. Why is kaliko kaumaha? Well, we have the reason there too, because we have an ave in these sentences. Kaumaha o kaliko ya kaluhi me keala. Okay, so we have two ʻoa, who are the reasons why kaliko is kaumaha. And because they are ʻoa or names, we have to mark them with ya. So ya preceding kaluhi, and then me preceding keala. Since there are two reasons or two people who are causing kaliko to be kaumaha. Okay, so ya is there. And let me just go back and review the ave again. So because in the first sentence, ke kukui, yeah, is a ka'imemea, we precede ke kukui with the ami e as marking the thing that is causing the state or condition. The second sentence, we have a papani ya. So we're gonna use the marker ya to precede the papani ya, which is pronounced yaya. And finally, again, the last sentence, because it's in ʻoa, a name, we precede that with ya as the marker to show the reason why kaliko is in the condition that kaliko is in. So if we go back to the previous slide, we just have the po'o and the piko in this example. Yeah, we're not stating the reason why um, these conditions are existing. But in the second slide, we do state that. So if you ever wanted to say the reason why that something is in the state or condition, you would add on the ave preceded by the appropriate e or ya, depending on what the akena is. We will mark it with either an e or ya. Okay? So that's it for this Pepeke Painu ʻaʻano. We will continue to take a look at the Pepeke Painu, but just keep in mind that there are different types of verbs. Yeah. So far, we learned the hamani and the hehele. Today, we are learning the ʻaʻano verb, which is a state or condition of something. Okay, mai ka'iloa. So the second part of today's Haʻawina is papani. And we know that papani are pronouns. And we've been introduced to a handful of them thus far. They are au, which is I or me, oi, which is you, and ia, which is he or she. And that ia is always preceded by the okina o, yeah, pronounced oia. These three papani are what we call helukahi, okay? Singular pronouns, au, oi, ia. Tonight we're going to talk about the helulua, all right? And here are our helulua pronouns. Number one is kāua, kāua. Ho'opili mai, kāua. Kāua means we two, yeah, including the person being spoken to. We two, yeah, sometimes referred to as you and I. So when you're talking to someone and you say aloha mai kāua, you are saying greetings to you and I. Okay. But in this particular Haʻawina, let's think of it as we two. Okay. Including the person being spoken to. This is the main thing. It's including the person being spoken to. The second papani helulua is māua. Māua. Ho'opili mai, māua. Okay, maikai, māua, we two. Not including the person being spoken to. Yeah, not including that person. The third papani helulua is ʻolua. ʻOlua. You two. So when you're directly speaking to two people, you would use the pronoun ʻolua. Yeah, you two. For example, pehea ʻolua. Pehea ʻolua. How are you two? And hopefully they would say maikai māua, which would be the response. Yeah, maikai māua. We two are maikai. And the final papani helulua is lāua. Lāua, which basically means they too. Yeah. And usually you use the papani lāua when you're talking about two other people. Yeah. They might be close to you, they might be far away, they might be somewhere else totally different from you. But whenever you're talking about two other people, you would use lāua. Right. So, for example, if I asked, "Oh, pehea lāua," so remember, Kaluhi and Keala, they made Kaliko kind of kamahaya, so I can say, "Oh, pehea lāua." How are they two, Kaluhi and Keala? So these papani are what we call helulua or plural. Once again, kāua, māua, ʻolua, and lāua. So let's take a look at this other animation that we created just to help clarify how this papani can be used. All right, let's take a look. Enana kako. All right, so we have three people here. They're just getting together. And that guy on the left, he says, ehele kāua to the guy on the right. Ehele kāua. Remember what that means? This is the Pepeke Painu, right? Ehele kāua. You and I, let's go. We go hele. Okay. And there's only two guys in that conversation, right? It's a two-way conversation right there. So let's see what happens. The Kanaka on the left told the Kanaka on the right, hey, ehele kāua. And they left. And we have one person left behind because he or she was not being spoken to. So as you can see, our papani are very specific. And when you hear if I was this person being left behind, I would know that I was not being asked to go with them because brother man would use kāua and he didn't say kako. Okay, so kako would have been, oh, I'm included too. But because the guy said ehele kāua, then he knew that he wasn't invited. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. Māua, right? Māua. Us two, not including the person being spoken to. So let's take a look at this animation. In this situation, the guy on the left, the Kanaka on the left, is saying "ehele aku no māua." He's telling the other guy, "ehele aku no māua." Us two is gonna hele aku. All right, so let's see what happens. Wa hele aku no. Those two guys left this guy behind, but because his friend said, "ehele aku māua." Yeah, us two, we going. No feelings were hurt. The papani is very clear and understood. So those two friends left and one stayed behind. Okay, so that's an example of māua. Let's take a look at the next papani, which is ʻolua. Okay, let's see what happens. All right, we have the Kanaka on the right this time talking to the two guys on the left, and he is saying, "E hele aku ʻolua." You two guys go. Okay, you two guys, you guys go. Hele aku. And let's see what happens. E hele aku ʻolua, and they went on their way. So maikai, understood again. ʻolua, you two. Maikai. The last papani helulua is lāua, they too. Okay, so let's take a look at our situation here. All right, we have these two guys. They are talking to each other. As you can see the arrow, they're conversing. And this is what they're saying. E hele maiana lāua ia kāua. E hele maiana lāua ia kāua. Okay, who's lāua? They too. And what are those two guys doing? E hele maiana lāua. They're coming in our direction. They're traveling in our direction. To clarify, the Kanaka on the left says ya kāua. Ya kāua. They're not just coming in our direction and passing us by. They're actually coming to us. Yeah. So the friend is saying, "E hele maiana lāua ya kāua." Those two guys, them two over there, are coming to us. All right. So let's see how that looks. E hele maiana lāua ya kāua. Oh, and there they are. Now we have 4 people in the group. And here we are. Maikai, Lāua has joined the group, and now it's a kako thing, but that is for another Haʻawina. Again, papani are very important because they help us to describe people without having to say their names all the time. So learn your papani. So far, we covered the first 7 papani. There are quite a handful more. We will get to that in another Haʻawina. All right, here are 2 more examples of a Pepeke Painu using ʻaʻano verbs in the po'o position with a papani helulua as the piko. And then, of course, we have our ave. All right, so let's take a look at the first one. Luhi. What was luhi again? Ay, tired, polole. Who's luhi? Luhi māua. We are luhi. Yeah, we too are luhi. Luhi māua. We're telling somebody that we are luhi. Yeah, luhi māua. We too are luhi. And then we also have the reason why in the ave position. What is the reason why that we are luhi? Ina keiki a lāua. Ina keiki a lāua. All right? Let's take a look at the translation. We too are tired from the children of them too. Yeah. We are tired because of their 2 children. So alawa meaning of theirs. Yeah, of them too. The children belonging to them too. All right. That was a fun one. The next one is ʻŌlelo. Mai kaumaha ʻolua ia lāua. Mai kaumaha ʻolua ia lāua. So here we have several things going on. First, we have the amihea ʻŌlelo. ʻelelo. Okay, we're calling out to Leo. Hui, ʻelelo. And then we have a Pepeke Painu in a negative form. How do we know that? Because it begins with the word mai. And if we remember correctly, mai means don't do something, right? Don't do what? Kaumaha. In other words, don't be kaumaha. Yeah. Don't be in the state of or condition of being sad. Who should not be in the state or condition of being sad? ʻŌlua. So Leo is with a friend. Yeah. Leo is with someone here. Um, that's why we're saying ʻolua. And then we're given the reason why. Mai kaumaha ʻolua ya lāua. Right? Don't be sad because of them. Yeah. And we don't know who lāua is. We didn't, there's not enough context here. But basically, someone is calling out to Leo, Leo, mai kaumaha o mai kaumaha ʻolua, you and your friend. You guys don't need to be kaumaha because of those two guys over there. And if I'm not mistaken, it's probably the two guys who made Kaliko sad. So, mai kaumaha ʻolua ya lāua. Leo, don't you too be sad from them. Yeah, because of them or from them, it's the same mana'o. Okay, mai kai. All right, let's take a look at the next one. Here we go. A'aka. Remember what a'aka means? Yeah, a'aka. Oh, grumpy. Aye, grumpy, grouchy. Aye. Who's a'aka? We can see underlying is the piko. Yeah, kaleohone. O kaleohone is the one who is a'aka. A'aka o kaleohone. No kiaha. Why? I konaluhi. Konaluhi, his or her luhi. Kaleohone could be a kane or could be a wahine. So konaluhi, his or her. Yeah, his or her tiredness. So in other words, kaleohone is cranky or grouchy due to his or her tiredness. In this case, it says her. So kaleohone is a wahine. Okay. And the last one here we have how oli. How oli? Who's how oli? Tell me who. Na ohana waha. Not just one ohana, but na ohana. Yeah. The families, the more than one family. Yeah, multiple families. Why? No kiaha. Why are they so happy? Ya kāua. Right? How oli na ohana ya kāua. In other words, the families are happy with us because of me and you. So, hey, we must have did something maikai to make all the ohana happy. Yeah. And that's really maikai. So that's another fun one. How oli na ohana ya kāua. And again, these are great ways to express the condition or state of something. And then if we want to, we can add on the details as to why or the reason behind that state or condition. Ai, no leila, mahalo ki hui ana e na ohana, a i ka wā kupono, a hui ho aku no. Aloha.